एजुकेशन, इसके ताल्लुक़ से हमें आज गुफ्तगू करनी है। और मैं इंशाअल्लाह कोशिश करूँगा कि एक भी लफ्ज़ ऐसा नहीं बोलूँ जिसका मदरसे से ताल्लुक़ ना हो। मैं बहुत शुक्रगुज़ार हूँ अलायंस फॉर इकनॉमिक एंड एजुकेशन डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द अंडर प्रिविलेज एंड जामिया हमदर्द का, इंक्लूडिंग प्रोफेसर अफसर आलम साहब एंड लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल जमीउद्दीन शाह साहब एंड जनाब खालिद अंसारी साहब, who has given whole of himself for organizing this event, and all ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Encyclopedia Britannica कहती है, एक कॉन्सेप्ट बताती है हिस्ट्री का, खान्स। आई एम गोइंग टू प्रोनाउंस इट एज खान्स। अगर इसका कोई और प्रोनाउंसिएशन हो तो बताएं, इसलिए कई सदियों पुरानी बात है ये। That these were types of inns once found in the Middle East, North Africa and Central Asia, providing food and shelter for traders and travelers. The earliest khans were found during Umayyad period in Syria. Under Ottoman rule in 16th century, khans became one feature of larger complex that could include a mosque, a fortress, a bath and other amenities. Early madrasas were developed out of occasional lectures delivered at the mosques. Khan lodgings were later adjoined to mosques for students who traveled to participate in these lectures. So princes and wealthy families donated funds for construction of buildings and for stipends to students and lecturers. These endowments were instrumental in formalizing these centers of learning as permanent institutions. So madrasa is defined in Encyclopedia Britannica, which the whole world sees, as theological seminary and law school with a curriculum centered on the Quran and Hadith. And some of us may be aware, one of the oldest madrasas is still holding good in the world, going strong, Ben Yusuf Madarsa of Morocco, which was founded in 14th century by the then Sultan. So Arabic grammar, literature, mathematics, logic, and in some cases natural science. This is very important to know how madrasa has started, what were the contents of the madrasas. These were taught in madrasas in addition to Islamic theology and law. Tuition was free and food, lodging and medical care were provided as well. Instruction usually took place in a courtyard and consisted primarily of memorizing textbooks and the instructor's lectures, and the lecturer issued certificates, that is ijazat, to his students that constituted permission to repeat his words to the. Similarly, Maktab is a smaller unit of that. I am not going to read the whole thing here. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, by 12th century, madrasas were flourishing across the horizon in the Muslim societies, including the first madrasa in India, established in 1192 in Ajmer. Even today, one can see the remnants of the madrasa adjoining Firoz Shah Tughlaq tomb in Delhi. It's very important and interesting to note that in India, prominent national figures, including social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy, author Munshi Premchand, and the first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, received their education in madrasa. However, over decades and centuries, some scholars and clergy identified learning of English language and imbibing scientific knowledge with maladies of British rule in India. Thus, madrasa education got detached from English language and from scientific learning. In this overall context, my dear friends, we the people of India need to give a well thought out, benevolent treatment to our madrasa education system. Muslims are dominant minority in India, 14.2% of the national population as per the last census of 2011, and 73% of all the minorities. Justice such a report brings out clearly the educational deprivation experienced by the Muslim community. To recapitulate, the national average of literacy is 65.1% and for Muslims it is 59.1%. The initial disparities between Muslims and others have widened in all four groups: primary, middle, matric and higher secondary. This is the finding of the Justice Sector Committee, whose real aim was the Prime Minister's High-Level Committee. Enrollment and continuation rates are the lowest for Muslims, and the problem is more acute for girls and women. Muslims are at a double disadvantage with low levels of education combined with low quality education. While the constitutional mandate in Article 46 clearly states that the state shall promote with special care the educational and economic interests of the weaker sections of the people. Here I am just flagging one issue, that re-evaluate the school textbooks to purge them. This is the duty of the civil society, to re-evaluate the school textbooks to purge them of explicit and implicit content that may impart inappropriate social values, especially religious intolerance. We should not put it only on the government. We have to form ourselves into these groups and do this work and draw the attention of the government. Now, in this context, particularly in the context of such a committee report, switching over to Madarsa, switching back to Madarsa, which we were talking about, I must first of all say that human service has been rendered a wonderful role by the Madarsas across the nation. And I salute the Madarsa Education, people who are organizing this and people who are benefiting from that, people like us who are caring from that. And definitely Madarsas protect the Muslim culture, and they have indeed provided schooling to Muslim children where the state has fallen short of doing that. अपनी दुनिया आप पैदा कर, अगर जिंदों में है, सिर्रे आदम है, ज़लील कुन फ़क़ां है ज़िंदगी. If you consider yourself to be really living person, create a world by yourself. Such proactivity is the essence of human life, which must manifest godly quality of creation. Yet, friends, the fact is that only 3% of all Muslim students of the school-going age group are enrolled in the madrasas. But the number is very high. In India, percentage may be small, but the numbers are very high. The numbers are given here, more than 1 million students, as in 2006, were studying in different madrasas across India. Another important bearing, friends, that is the challenges of modern education of Indian Muslims require to be met through the outstanding capability of madrasas. There is a Government of India scheme for the last 25 years, scheme for providing quality education in madrasas under the HRD ministry across the political parties. Political parties have gone and have come and gone. So many, you can imagine, in the last 25 years. But the scheme is going on. But the issue is that we are not doing our work. That is why hardly 4,000, less than 4,000 madrasas in India are taking advantage of this. They are not coming forward. So here it is, those of you who are interested, you can take a snap of this. This is the site. I would request that each one of us must study what is this scheme. I have studied this 15 years ago. And in the Zakat Foundation of India, we got it translated into Urdu, because those who need to take advantage of Madarsa education, they know better how to do than English. So we could translate it into English and we have put it up on our website. The website link is here. Provide equivalence to Madarsa certificates and degrees for subsequent admissions into institutions of higher level of education. I know that Jamia Hamdard, Aligarh Muslim University, Jamia Islamia and Hyderabad Urdu University, they are doing their work in this regard. But the mandate of the government in the light of the Prime Minister's Committee is that all the institutions, all the higher learning, all the universities should do it. So at least we should know about it, and we should try to take up the matter forward with the appropriate levels. Similarly, NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, and the University Grants Commission. In the light of the Sector Committee's recommendation, a cabinet passed a resolution, and the Government of India instructed the NIOS and the University Grants Commission to create these equivalences and facilitate the passing of the certificates and degrees at different levels by the Madarsa educated children. So we should at least know about this, and we should try our best to make it implement. See, the responsibility lies at our shoulders at the moment. And here I am just as a visual impact, I am showing you the circular which was issued by the Government of India and the Ministry of Personnel and Public Similarly, one more very important thing, and those who have any kind of love, even the smallest, for Madarsa education and any care of love, which of course the organizers of this wonderful event have definitely, that there is something known as Council of Boards of School Education, COBSE. I am giving you here the website, please do visit. The COBSE is an autonomous legal entity, a consortium of all boards of school education in India. It coordinates with different school education boards, HRD Ministry of the Government of India, and different state governments for the welfare of disadvantaged, street children, women, poor and minorities, for quality control and improvement of educational systems and preparation of syllabus and course materials in accordance with National Curriculum Framework prepared by the NCERT. So therefore, I would very earnestly request to the Madarsa authorities and to all the friends here that kindly reach out to the Madarsa authorities and request all the Madarsa boards, there are 8 Madarsa boards in India, that they should apply for membership of COBSE. There is no need for madrasas to nurture any apprehensions in aligning themselves with COBSE. And therefore, I would say, friends, that a decent level of integration and dovetailing of madrasas with the national mainstream is quite necessary. I am just again giving you a visual impact only. There is the UP Madrasa Board, some statistics is given here, I am not going to read it. UP Madrasa Board, so many facilities are provided. Karnataka Madrasa Board, Bihar State Madrasa Board, Chhattisgarh Madrasa Board, Madhya Pradesh Madrasa Board, Uttarakhand, and Rajasthan. Rajasthan, so far as I have studied, particularly for this presentation, Rajasthan is doing the most wonderful work as of today. But you must reach out to the community to take advantage of these schemes which are being run by the Rajasthan. So, I am quickly moving forward because I am aware of the shortage of time, and websites of some madrasa boards have not been updated for long. So, in whatever state we are there, we should at least write a letter and email to the madrasa board to kindly update the website. What are the recommended actions? The recommended actions are as follows. 1. All the madrasa boards should apply for membership to COBSE, as I said just now. 2. For taking forward the case of equivalence, we, the Friends of Madarsa Education, need to take up the matter with NIOS and UGC. 3. People of respective states where there is no madrasa board should reach out to the state government requesting for the formation of state madrasa board. Then 4, in each state, even when there is a regular madrasa board, when the people caring for madrasa education should form themselves into a local madrasa committee, and the committee should take up the matter with the madrasa board authorities. 5, where there is no madrasa board in each such state, people interested in Madarsa education, this is very important, kindly note it, should form themselves into local Madarsa board or council. And they should get such board or council enrolled in COPSE. This is possible. The only thing is that we have to have the willingness and to have come forward, and we can do wonders in this level. 6 is, at the national level too, a civil society initiative needs to be taken to form a voluntary committee of people who sympathize with the Madrasas and wish to work for its benevolent and progressive perpetuation. For good measure, we may call it as contemporary Madrasa fragrance and whatever else you feel like. 7 is, the community needs to carry out in-house census of Madrasas across India. Nobody has done that so far. I and you can do it. General Sahib can do it. Madrasa Sahib can take up this plan. Zakat Foundation of India, incidentally, a couple of years ago, has provided an online registration portal for madrasas, and this is the link given here. There, by way of introduction, we have written that हर मुसलमान हिंद के दीनी इस्तेहकाम में मदारिस का ज़बरदस्त मस्बत किरदार है। इस मजहर कुदरत को मज़ीद फ़रोग़ देने के लिए मदारिस हिंद का इत्तेहाद कारगर है। इस सिलसिले में हमें ज़कात फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से ये अदना पेशकश की जा रही है, यानी कि पोर्टल और ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन। मदारिस के मुंतज़मीन ख़वातीन और हज़रात को पसंद आए तो बराए मेहरबानी ये फॉर्म ऑनलाइन भर के अपलोड कर दें, जो मदरसों ने किया भी है। उसी वजह से हम उनके कॉन्फ्रेंसेज मीटिंग वगैरह करते रहते हैं ताकि आपस में जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हैं वो सबको पता चल सके। दिस अलायंस, the host today may wish to kindly take up this work more systematically. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, we can fruitfully work to make the future of Madarsa education in India very, very bright. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.